Hi everyone, this is something new and it's part of my extended series on the channel. It's something that I'm just looking to do, just to have a bit of a chinwag, a bit of a chat, just to talk about the latest Chelsea details and updates, or one particular focus in an extended video, different to what's on my channel already. So you've got the 5-minute news, which is updates that appear every lunchtime. And then you've got the Football Manager series, which has started at 7 PM on the channel. But this is going to be 6 PM every evening. It's extended. It's us having a one-on-one conversation about Chelsea in depth. So I guess we need to just get started. So as you can see from the mayhem around me, I'm working from home currently as part of the situation that's ongoing with the coronavirus. So I just shouting out to everyone that's working from home. It's such a weird situation. It's a strange situation. It's one that we're all trying to get used to. My wife works from home anyway. I normally don't, so it's trying to adjust to that sort of thing. I'm getting there. And I'm trying to do these videos around the fact that I'm working. So the 5-minute news you'll see is back at 12 o'clock every day. And I'm recording that up early in the morning, getting that done, recorded, edited, uploaded. I'm ready to go at midday before I start work. I then obviously have to work until I get to my lunch break, which is where I am now. And I'm recording this video on my lunch now, my hour, to get it all done and dusted, to go out at 6 PM this evening. The Football Manager videos I record on the weekend in one hit, which is why I'm wearing the same clothes all the time. So don't judge me on that. But yeah, so this is something a bit new. I think it's going to develop over time. And I'm wondering what you think about that. About just having this sort of one-on-one video, different to the normal news bulletins showing the websites, newspaper updates, just having a bit of a chinwag and just to discuss certain things. And I mean, today I'm going to focus on two things. I'm going to focus on Pedro first and foremost. The fact that he's going to go, it's to be expected, I guess, in this situation. He's not really featured a lot. He has featured predominantly in the last few weeks, and he's done really, really well. Got himself a goal. Or two, I can't remember if he's got more than one. But Pedro's been doing good, and it's a shame to see him leave, really, isn't it? I mean, think about it. He signed for us for Barcelona, and that was quite a shock when that happened. But if you think about the contribution he's made to the team throughout the process, the last 5 seasons, he's come up with some real key moments, real important goals, and just some performances that have just been outstanding. Yes, we have to talk about the fact that sometimes some of his performances can be a bit below par. He likes to do this run thing where he likes to hands up by his chest and he sort of has a bit of a skip and he goes backwards a lot or sideways. But for the most part, he's been great. That has to be talked about. And as I say, with the situation as it is with Chelsea's transfer ban being over, with the fact that obviously we're waiting for the Premier League season to finish, and then it's going to go mad because there's talking about the season's going to be finished. It's going to be done in June. There's going to be like a 6-week period taking it to the middle of July. And then there'll be a month until the Premier League starts. So in that time, will the window be open in July? July the 1st. You're going to have players that are playing where their contracts have expired, but our season's not finished. So there's talk of them being given temporary contracts, and Pedro is one of them. But will he decide to go? Will he decide to leave the club? Will he decide to play on? I guess that's what we're all asking and we're wondering. It's a bit in limbo at the minute, the Premier League, and it's just one of those things where we're waiting for this whole situation with Corona to try and die down a bit and to people get a grip of it and get it under control. It's just running wild, and it's a situation that we're all faced with where we've never dealt with anything like this before. I guess older people back in the day, the older generation had to deal with rationing during the war and things like that. But I mean, this is just, it's outrageous. Like to go out for one walk a day, if it's to go and get essentials from the shops, or to take your dog out, or to just have one walk a day, it's just something that's unheard of. So we're waiting for this whole situation to calm down. We're then waiting to find out, okay, so what's football going to do when we get back to some sort of normality? Are they going to cancel the season? Let's hope they do, so Liverpool don't win it. Or are they going to extend it and play it until the middle of July, as we've already said? Lots of uncertainty about, but I think it was clear halfway through the season, maybe, or heading into Christmas, that the likes of Olivier Giroud, the likes of Pedro, won't be here next season, despite the fact they've been immense in recent weeks or recent games leading up to this, where everything was postponed. But it was clear they're probably going to go. And Giroud's talking about rejecting a deal that he's been offered. Pedro's not really a surprise, we have to say. He's been great for us, and he continued to do so. Ultimate professional, and it's just a shame that at the end of the season he will go. But all we can say to the guys, thanks really for 5 fantastic years. They've been brilliant. Also, the second thing I want to talk about today, just on this video, is a bit of a put it out there video, is what you think of Frank Lampard so far and his management at Chelsea so far this season. Now, he came into the club having been a manager of Derby, his first managerial job last season, where he had success. He got them to the playoff final and unfortunately got beat by Villa. But he'd done well, obviously, with Tomori and with Mason Mount there, with Tomori being named player of the season. But Frank Lampard had done his due diligence. He'd worked on his coaching badges. He'd worked in the Chelsea Academy with Jody Morris for a certain period of time as well. I think at least 6 months or so. So he was raring and ready to go, and he took the chance at Derby, and he did well. You have to say, he did extremely well. Look at how Derby are getting on now under Philip Cocu, and you can see how well Lampard did. So he's given the opportunity to come to Chelsea, and he takes it, the dream job. So we're sitting here now, end of March, waiting for the season to resume. But what do we think of Frank Lampard's performances so far? We're 4th in the Premier League. We're through to the FA Cup quarter-final against Leicester, having beaten Liverpool. We've got through to the knockout stages of the Champions League, bearing in mind we're 3-0 down to Bayern Munich, and it's going to be a big ask in the second leg, if it ever takes place this season. And the League Cup, not really a bother. So we're 4th in the Premier League. Now, if anybody had said to you at the beginning of the season, here's 4th place, here's your quarter-final of the FA Cup, and here's your knockout stage of the Champions League, every single Chelsea fan would have bitten your arm off to take that. And we have to commend Frank Lampard for getting us to this position. There's been ups and downs. He's always spoken in his press conferences about having ups and downs and blips and bumps along the way. And there's been times where we can't understand some of the selections he's made or the substitutions he's made. There's been times where he's spot on. There's been times where it's a bit of a like the jury's out sort of mentality, but for the most part, Frank Lampard's got it right. It's just the situation we've had on the pitch which has really affected us this season, converting chances into goals, as we all know. Hopefully, it looks as though we've turned the corner in the last few games and we're scoring goals. But that's been the Achilles heel, and that's one of those things that you can work on the training ground time and time again. It comes to what happens on the match day, the instinct of the players to make that split decision. Do I shoot? Do I play a pass? Do I take an extra touch? That's what it comes down to. And I guess we just need to sort of take stock of everything in this time where there's completely no football. Just realise that we're actually good. We're actually all right. We've got a young team, a young squad that's only going to get better. We've got a nucleus of players that can come through, that can develop, that can learn, that can improve as part of our first team for the next 4, 5, 6 seasons. And if you think about the players we could possibly add in the summer, we are in such a good position, and it's so key for us to acknowledge that, to understand that, and to try and stop the negativity that's on social media, which you have to talk about being ridiculous. One of the latest videos I did on my extended series, couldn't understand it. As with anything in social media, everyone's got an opinion and freedom to have their opinions, and I guess you just have to know who you want to listen to, who you want to follow, who you want to just, be willing to listen to or what they want to say. There's always going to be people out there that criticise what you're doing. There's always going to be people out there that have a different opinion to what you have. And it's just learning to filter that, to deal with that, to move on from it, not to bite. That's what these people want, and just to get on with it. And for the most part, we have. But there's always going to be that element in the world, that percentage of people that are going to hammer people like me on Twitter, other people on Twitter, the players, all sorts. So, and at the moment, there's a lot of negativity regarding like Tammy Abraham's contract. Now, I'm so pleased he's come out and he said, look, what a load of old rubbish. When the football season's on, there's always speculation. So where does it come from? Now, it comes from someone who's said, oh, I've heard this, or someone, an agent could put a story out there and hopefully it grows legs, which means the player becomes some sort of unrest at the club, and then the club feel a bit tetchy, so they want to try and keep him, so they give him more money, the agent gets their cut of it. That's the way it sort of works. And sometimes you just get these random stories that come out that everyone seems to jump on and breeds negativity, and that's the sort of stuff we just got to stop, I guess. You know, for the most part, the Chelsea faithful, the people I follow, the mainstream are top notch. They're 100%. They're good people, and they're people that are worthy of following and listening and watching and reading. No, ignore these idiots that incite hatred on social media, that go out there and try and put negativity on certain players or dig players out. It's just not even worth it. It really isn't. And it overshadows what Frank has done and what the general feel is. I mean, we could be in a position right now where they stop the season, they cancel the season, and we'll be fourth, because maybe they'll go, right, do you know what we'll do? We'll take last season's results, which would be unheard of and something that could be catastrophic for the likes of Leeds and West Brom and people like that. But they could turn around and go, do you know what? We're just going to carry over last year's, make this season null and void, hopefully, so Liverpool don't win it, and just carry over what happened last year. So we're in the Champions League. If they decide to call the season now and award the title to Liverpool, fair play, they deserve to win it. They've been outstanding. They call it now, we're fourth. We're back in the Champions League. So it's win-win for us. And Frank Lampard and his staff has got us there. And that's the most important thing to remember. Let's just take stock of everything. Let me know what you think about how you think Frank Lampard has done this season, where we find ourselves now, where you think we can grow in the summer with some players coming in. And if the season resumes, how you think we can do, bearing in mind we're going to have the likes of Loftus-Cheek back and available. Christian Pulisic is back and available. We should be strong again when the likes of Reece James playing fantastically well, Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham. You know, we could be in such a good position heading into the run-in. If they talk about the Premier League being done in 6 weeks, all these outstanding games and a game every 3 days, or even more than that, then I think we're in a good position. What do you think? That's the main thing. Let me know what you think about anything I've just talked about in the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinion on Chelsea and on this particular style of video. It's different. It's called the ChelsDaft Extended Series, out 6 PM every Monday to Friday. And it's just something new I'm trying on the channel in addition to the news and the Football Manager series. So if you like this video and the channel, then smash the head out the like button for me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. The new schedule, just to say it again, so if I'm boring you and being repetitive, but I need to get the message out there. Every day, 12 o'clock UK time, Monday to Friday, the 5-minute Chels Daft news, all the latest Chelsea updates in the last 24 hours in just a 5-minute video. And 6 PM extended series. This particular video, something like this that will go out every day 6 PM, and then 7 PM the Football Manager series. Me as Chelsea manager playing the series, 2 games every evening for you to digest and to enjoy, to give you a little bit of Chelsea action that we're all missing right now. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support on the channel, and I'll see you all tomorrow.